Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush takes on GOP frontrunner Donald Trump in making his case to conservative voters today.
Why don't we support, and this is going to be my pitch, let's support someone who you don't have to guess where he stands because he's consistent. Because he's been governor and he consistently has the views that he has. And over time, I think people are going to want someone sitting behind the big desk that they know their compass points north, that they have the integrity to act on what they say they'll do, and they have the leadership skills to make it so. That's it.
Bush's comments came at a town hall in Merrimack, New Hampshire yesterday. Frank Cannon is president of American Principles in Action. That's a group that promotes social conservative thought. You've worked on campaigns. What's it going to take for one of these candidates to break out of the pack?
Well, I think that Donald Trump is broken out of the pack because he is speaking to a concern that average voters have that the system doesn't work anymore. And I think that rather than focusing on resume, people talking about how they're going to change the system to work on behalf of average Americans and to not be business as usual is the key to somebody doing well in the Republican primaries.
Some question Trump whether he is a true conservative. How would you define true conservative, and is he?
Well, I think if you look at his past positions, he's been all over the lot and certainly not a conservative on many positions. But I think he has, for the sake of this campaign, taken on conservative positions. But I think that that's the wrong prism to look at this through. I think the prism is, does the government work for average citizens? And when the government doesn't work for average citizens, people are looking not so much for the kind of consistency that Jeb Bush pointed to, but to somebody who will shake the system up and make it work again on behalf of average Americans.
Trump has such an abrasive personality. Can that be overcome in terms of voter appeal?
Well, the interesting thing is that 60% of voters have a positive image of Trump after all of the various controversies. Now, I would agree that in normal times, the things that Trump has said already would be disqualifying. But apparently voters don't think that way. They're looking for somebody to take on business as usual, and they assume that comes with a little bit of give and take and a little bit of aggression. And they're willing to give him the break, at least for now.
I want to switch gears. You were part of the Bush faith-based initiative. Where is faith in this campaign among the Republican field?
Well, I think faith plays a very important part in every election. I think that it is, we're at a time where simply espousing your faith and telling people you have a strong faith is not enough. I think that faith is seriously under attack, particularly given the latest rulings by the Supreme Court. I think what's important is that faith within the public square be defended. And I think that candidates who step up and defend the idea, for example, that the Catholic Church teaches that homosexual behavior is disordered, are willing to say that that doesn't take Catholic politicians, Catholic institutions, and move them out of the public square. I think that faith is important as a First Amendment right and needs to be defended within the public square.
And faith takes courage. It's not necessarily just a political ploy to get elected.
Exactly.
Interesting discussion. We'll have more of these with you. Frank Cannon with American Principles in Action. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.